Case of some days, your collector be on the go. Sometimes I be in a rush, gotta head out the door real fast, might be late to something, or just ready to get my day started, be a little overzealous, and commit the cardinal sin and forget to put on the fragrance from time to time. And because of that, I decided to create another cardinal sin and keep a few fragrances in the car. So I want to tell you guys about 4 fragrances that I keep on hand to cover me in just about any situation when I'm on the go. Stay tuned. Welcome back, collectors. My name is Earl, and this is the Casual Collector. So yeah, I know it's a cardinal sin to keep fragrances in your car, especially if you're storing them in your glove box or somewhere where the elements could really change the composition of the fragrance. So me, understanding that and understanding that I want to bring this list to you guys, I had to show you that I do keep my fragrances in like this travel bag that goes in my trunk. I don't have a spare in my car, it doesn't really matter. But I keep it tucked away, so it's something that I can just go out, grab, do what I need to do, and come back. And just recently, I just purchased a new car, and so before I used to really just keep samples in the car. I mean, it was a good time to like just try some things out, especially when something dried down. But I wanted to be a little bit more intentional than that, so I really just decided to scale it back and just have 4 fragrances that really suit any situation, or at least suits any occasion that I may find myself in where I may not have sprayed before I left the house. So let's get into it. So to me, this first fragrance is a do-it-all fragrance. It's something simple, something easy to grab, could fit for pretty much any situation or occasion. It's not polarizing or overpowering. It really just kind of suits your everyday wear fragrance. It has notes like lemon, juniper berry, cypress, and birch. Um, Still toned down though. Just a great everyday fragrance. Something that doesn't really get talked about too much in the community that I see. And just something easy to grab. Not top tier, but definitely will do the job. The first fragrance is Vince Camuto. Yeah, it's a fresh, really clean fragrance. Like I said, it can fit all seasons, just about any occasion. In most occasions, it would probably be like a work fragrance or just something where it's really inoffensive. But it could be worn in just about any situation. Probably not a first date. That's the only thing I wouldn't wear it to. But weddings, dinner, date with somebody that you actually do know. Um, Lounging, just any type of occasion. Is very open to most all occasions. I'm actually a big fan of Vince Camuto fragrances. I don't talk about them enough. The few that I had before, I actually ran through them. So now that I have multiple fragrances, I don't wear them as much, and I don't talk about them as much. But this is definitely a great fragrance just for, like I said, all seasons. You forgot to put something on, you just want to be fresh. This is a great fresh fragrance to have on deck for just about any occasion. So my first fragrance is Vince Camuto. So my next fragrance is also one of those fragrances that could work across multiple occasions. It's a fresh, spicy fragrance. It's something that gives you a little bit more character. The first fragrance of Vince Camuto was just a typical fragrance that I would think would be a simple, something that everybody would intend for you to smell like, or at least kind of give you that profile. This here adds a little bit more character to it, but it's a beautiful, inexpensive fragrance with a nice, fresh, spicy kick to it. The fragrance has notes of pineapple, ginger, tonka bean, vetiver. Like I said, it adds more character than the first fragrance, and it's a great fragrance to have when you're on the go. And this fragrance is by Kenneth, and it's Mankind, the original. This is one of the better designer fragrances that don't get a whole lot of buzz. I think maybe because it's so discounted and you can find it in a lot of different places. I mean, all the way down to a CVS or a Walgreens. It's not something that you have to search high and low for. I mean, it's very easily accessible. And like I said, it's discounted heavily. And it don't even make a lot of people's cheap list. I'm not really sure why, but I really enjoy it. It has a fresh burst of pineapple. It has ginger, which are 2 of my favorite notes, as well as 2 of my favorite ingredients when I'm making my fresh juices at home. Completely off topic. But yeah, like I said, it adds a little bit more character. It has tonka bean down below with some cedarwood, I believe, as well. So you start, when it dries down, you get like a more woody, creamy feel, but not necessarily on the dark side. It's still fresh. Like I said, it still has that spiciness. That vetiver kind of gives it a green element, but not going completely in the way of green. But this is definitely a great fragrance. Like I said, for multiple occasions. I could see wearing this on a date for sure. We're in the fall time right now, so the weather is unpredictable right now. Yesterday it was 80, today is raining and 55. So yeah, it's just a great fragrance that fits across multiple occasions and multiple seasons. And I don't think you could go wrong with it. So my number 2 fragrance is Mankind by Kenneth. So for my next fragrance, you're dressed to impress. You're definitely about to go out and have a good time, and you really want to impress the people that you're going to encounter. This fragrance is super popular in the community. It's one that I like. Its predecessor is one that I love. And because I have the predecessor in the house on the full size, so I figured what better way to utilize this fragrance than to have it when I don't have my other fragrances accessible to me. This fragrance is full of notes. It has Isoe Supra, ginger, juniper berry, cedar, ton of other notes. Like I said, very popular in the fragrance community. Considered one of the best blue fragrances, if not the best blue fragrance. Definitely suited for clubbing, nighttime wear. First impression in any sort of scenario, and I think you guys know what this is by now, is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum by Chanel. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, the official wingman for designer fragrances. For me personally, I am completely enamored by the Parfum, which is the latest version to come out. The EDT I was not a strong fan of. This has always gotten compared to Dior Sauvage, and I can see the similarities, but this here plays the wingman position. It doesn't try to overexpose itself like Dior Sauvage. At least the EDT and the EDP. Like I said, I love the Parfum version of both this and Dior Sauvage. But yeah, this is a great fragrance when you're going out, casino, bars, first date. If you want to wear it in the daytime, definitely, if you're going out to meet somebody, this is definitely a great, attractive fragrance. If I had to choose any fragrance of the 4 fragrances, just for simple purposes of attracting people to me, Bleu de Chanel would definitely be the fragrance. It took me a while to really gravitate to it, but I am on that boat now. Like I said, EDT just won't do it for me. It never has. But the EDP is great to keep close if I had the intent of wearing the Parfum and ran out and didn't grab it. So my 3rd fragrance is Bleu de Chanel EDP. So my last fragrance definitely has the most character. It's a gourmand fragrance. It's still a designer fragrance. I probably should have mentioned this. These all are designer fragrances. I don't keep my niche on me, but I may consider doing so. And if I do so, I'll definitely bring you a list of niche fragrances that I keep on the tuck as well. But this fragrance right here is a coffee-based fragrance, very popular in the community as well. All of their flankers get really high praises. To me, this is my first fragrance of that line, and it's the original. Definitely for the fall and the winter, maybe even the springtime too. Definitely a night fragrance. I think it's more or less an occasion fragrance, something that you'll wear to like a holiday party or a gathering. This is the season for a lot of gatherings. Putting the grills away and bringing out the pies and the macaroni, if you do macaroni correctly. But this fragrance here, ever since I purchased it, it's just been something that I love to smell, something I love to put my nose on, and something that I definitely keep near me just in case I don't spray something on or if something dries down and I need to refresh. And that fragrance is Angelman by Muegler. As you all know, interesting, cool looking bottle, crappy atomizer. Well, that's sprayed that time. This is like my 3rd take. This wasn't spraying. But, outside of that, this fragrance is definitely something. And it's crazy because it's a coffee-based fragrance, but it has like this little blue tint. I guess the juice may be blue too, but it is a great fragrance. Like I said, it's a gourmand. It's definitely for the cooler days, the cooler nights. Definitely something if you was wearing this to a party or to some type of gathering, collective with your family or some friends, you would definitely get compliments. People would really inquire because it's not a burnt coffee. It's more fresh coffee fragrance mixed with sweetness from honey, vanilla, sandalwood. Just creamy. It's a beautiful fragrance. I kind of wish fragrances like this were suitable for year round, because this is one of those fragrances that would just always be a wearable fragrance to me. I necessarily wouldn't wear it in the summertime unless I just didn't care, but I wouldn't go for wearing this in the summertime or suggest it. This is definitely for the cooler days and nights, and it is a beautiful gourmand fragrance. A great fragrance to have in the tuck, a great fragrance to have in your collection. Beautiful designer fragrance. One that's been hyped, talked about, but not enough. I would fan over this one the way people fan over a Ventus or something like that. This is a dope fragrance, and I love it. And so my fourth fragrance is Angelman by Mugler. So thanks for rocking with me. Like I said, these are the four fragrances that I keep on tuck, keep in the car. I keep it in the baggie. I don't put it in the glove box. And if you don't drive, it's still good to have a garment bag, some type of survival case with you. And if you're gonna have a bag, you gotta include a fragrance. You know, you can't just have your toothbrush and your deodorant. You're not complete until you have your fragrance. So have a bag, have a fragrance, and always be prepared. And until next time, if you like this video, please hit the like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I drop videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I bring review videos, top list videos, and sometimes random videos kind of like this. So until next time, when you get ready to step out into the world, don't forget to smell good and smile. And if you do, have a bag.